Hi everyone, I'm Chris, the Dancing Clown. I've got a question for all you lovely people today. Do you like politicians?
What? No.
Nobody does. They're a bunch of lying, stealing, greedy, selfish, hypocritical pieces of trash. If a politician gets cancer, that cancer will die of AIDS. They're evil incarnate. But we need them, right? I mean, how would things run if politicians weren't there to do it? They're a necessary evil, right?
Wrong.
I don't think we need them anymore, and I will now present a case for it.
Here we go.
Think about it. What was the idea behind politicians? Well, back in the day, in ye old times, long before we had ways of communicating across long distances, it was very difficult to get a message from point A to point B, and it took a long damn time. So instead, every town and village would choose their representatives who would go way the fuck over there and argue on behalf of those towns and villages. Even on a local level, everyone is busy studying or working. They don't have time to go to a place and make decisions. Therefore, politicians. That was the necessary evil that worked at the time because there was no other way to get shit done. We can all agree on that. However, we don't live in ye old times anymore. We live in the future with lasers and satellites and drones and AI and smartphones and the internet and many other incredible things that past generations couldn't even dream of. Now, we don't need anybody to go way the fuck over there to represent us anymore. Now, we can do it ourselves instantly with the use of modern technology. How about when we need to decide something on a large scale, instead of a corrupt bunch of sleazy, disgusting, hateful, bigoted, holier-than-thou morons doing it? We all get a text message on our phones and we just send our replies. Wouldn't that be much better? We would be cutting out the middleman and the ultimate decision would actually reflect the will of the people instead of the will of whoever bribed the most officials. We would also be saving time and money. And speaking of bribery, it would be near impossible to influence the result of any decision because who the fuck would you bribe? The entire country? Ain't nobody got enough funds to influence that. We would enter a new era of politics where the corporations would be scared shitless of us and would make their every move very carefully because otherwise we would have ourselves a little vote to give them a spanking. We would not spend tax money on silly pet projects and instead spend it on us. We would not fight pointless wars because it would be the people who go to war and their families deciding, not fat fucks in expensive suits who always avoid getting personally involved in anything dangerous. There would be no spending billions on Israel, there would be no accommodating illegal immigrants, there would be no mass surveillance of everyone all the time, there would be no internet censorship. You name an issue, it would change for the better or disappear completely. And I know what you're thinking. What? You think Joey the janitor and Becky the cashier would make better political decisions than actual career politicians?
Yes! Yes!
Motherfucker, have you taken a look around? Shit is fucked up in this bitch, and a lot of it is because these dimwits in charge keep making dimwitted decisions. Look at Britain, for example. The economy is in the toilet, crime is rampant and often ignored by the law enforcement, corruption is everywhere, law isn't applied equally, social cohesion doesn't exist. In many aspects, they're on the verge of a civilizational collapse, and I somehow doubt that Joey and Becky would make things that much worse. And furthermore, if this was the way we run things, it would become part of public education to prepare kids for it by the time they're adults, at least in my version of it. Now, in conclusion,
You may say I'm a dreamer.
but at the very least, you have to admit that deep inside, you would want to at least try doing it the way I'm suggesting it should be done, even if it's just to see how wrong I am. As long as I've managed to plant this idea in your mind, I consider this video a job well done. Thank you for watching.